And welcome to the Bomb Shelter. I'm your host, Jay Chunky McDowell. And with me is my co-host, Kevin Twizzler Schumm.
Yeah, good one.
Because those are the only ones I could think of right off the top of my head.
I was trying to think of those pixie stick things, but I couldn't think of the name fast enough.
Pixie sticks.
They're called pixie stick things.
That was what they would be called. Hey, we watched a movie. Bet you didn't guess.
Yeah.
This movie, loosely using the word movie, Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
You're late.
I'm sorry we had a small mishap.
Here are the keys. Here are ours.
Have a nice stay in Mill Pond.
And you in our city.
Still telling the same story, Josh?
Powers of evil are very strong here. I must leave.
Goblins don't exist. Goblins don't exist.
And remember, they're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! So dizzy.
At some point, we will actually watch Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
And, be able to say
It'll
it
be
in
so
the right
exciting.
context.
Yeah, say it actually is Electric Boogaloo this time.
Yes, 1990s Troll 2, often credited as being one of the worst movies, even compared to Monos and Plan 9 and stuff, which, it's bad, but I don't know if anything's Monos bad yet.
Yeah.
I haven't reached that yet.
But it does, one thing, I know this might be getting too deep too early. It is actually a real bad movie where someone was seemingly trying to make a good movie and failed. You know?
This qualifies for our definition of a bad movie, in that somebody said, hey, I've got an idea, and I've got these masks from another movie and a lot of green jello.
Yep.
Let's make a movie.
And somebody said, that's a great idea.
That sounds fantastic. Let's give you $10.
$10.
Apparently, according to IMDb, that was the budget.
$10.
Which sounds about right. Hey, our co-host,
Agatha the cat.
Agatha the cat, coming up here to see what's going on. So, yes, Troll 2, the movie that has absolutely nothing to do with Troll 1.
Yes.
In fact, it doesn't even technically have trolls. It has goblins.
Goblins.
So, for those of you not in the know, this wretched piece of film follows the adventures of a family going to vacation in an exchange program, apparently.
Yeah.
That's big in Utah.
Yeah, you know how we do that, right?
Trade
Trade homes with somebody.
City family
Complete
with
strangers.
complete strangers. City family with the farm family.
Yeah.
And for a month, you become a farm family. In this case, Farmer Waite's family.
Yeah.
We go along on this ride with young Joshua Waits, who was portrayed by
Michael Paul Stevenson.
There you go. That's the name. Don't wear it out. We have his dad, Michael Waits, played by
George Hardy.
Hey, his mother, Diana Waits, played by
Margot Prey.
his sister, Holly Waits, portrayed by
Connie Young. But her maiden name was Connie McFarland.
Well, she was Connie McFarland in this. His grandpa, Seth, played by
Robert Ormsby.
That's the dude. Our villainess of this movie, Credence Ledmore Gielgud, played by the lovely and ravishing
Deborah Reed.
There we go. Let's see. Dork boyfriend, Elliot Cooper, played by
Jason Wright.
and his dopey friends, Arnold, Drew, and Brent, played by
Darren
Ewing.
Jason Stedman. David McConnell.
Wow. You haven't even drank that much. You're already having trouble reading?
I know. Well, part of it's my eyes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, blame it on that. Old man
Yeah.
Schumm. Let's see. We also have, rounding out the cast, Sheriff Gene Freak, played by
Gary Carlston.
or as Gary Carlson in this one.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was trying to escape any kind of notoriety with this movie.
Yeah.
Bells, whoever that was.
I don't know who Bells was.
I don't know. I think
It might be that guy with the real, like, evil-looking
with the
face
hat?
with the hat. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
Probably
Or
him.
the pastor.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the two. I don't know why these other people get
It must be the
listed,
pastor.
but-
Drugstore owner is Don Packard. I'm pretty sure that's the
That's
gnarly
him.
looking guy with the hat.
The Nilblog milk peddler.
Yeah.
We have Cindy, whoever she was,
And Peter.
and Peter.
Two of the Brady Bunch.
Yep. Peter was the guy in the story.
Yeah. Oh, that's
early
right.
on.
That's right.
Because we start off with a story a la Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Except it's told by the ghost of Grandpa Seth.
Yeah.
To the young and apparently mentally unstable Joshua.
Joshua. Yeah.
Because he's been told for 6 months that Grandpa's dead, but he keeps seeing him.
For some reason, it seemed right to name the vast majority of the characters in this movie, even though most of them have never been in anything else again.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, here's your big chance.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, most of these people were like locals.
I think so.
I don't even know if they were from local theater. I think one was like a dentist.
Yeah.
I think the dad. He was
The
like a
dad is-
dentist.
yeah, he's still, or I've seen like the documentary on making it.
Yeah.
I think he still is, or at least was at the time.
That's right. They did make a documentary. Best
Worst movie.
movie. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Which is the only other credit for some of the people in
Yep.
the movie.
Yeah.
So hijinks ensue, though. Grandpa Seth keeps telling Joshua that the town Nilbog, cleverly, goblin spelled backward, is indeed inhabited by plant-eating goblins who turn people, I guess, into mush and then eat them. We'll turn them into green jello.
Yeah.
And then eat them. And Joshua basically spends the movie trying to keep his parents from being eaten.
Yeah.
They finally find out at the end that he's been telling the truth. And then they just drive home.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, and then there's, the little sting at the end, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
How many times have you seen this movie, do you think?
This one probably 3.
I'm thinking 3 or 4 maybe for myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too many times.
That's 135 minutes times
Yeah.
3 or 4 that you're not getting back.
Yeah, and when we started this movie, I remember thinking like, it's a bad movie. It's probably going to be one of those ones that they force it and barely get it up to like 120 or something.
Yeah.
An hour 20, but nope. Over an hour and a half.
Yep. So.
Thank you for joining us. So yeah, one of the obvious weird things about this is I'm assuming that the title Troll was slapped onto it at the end, because if they had planned from the beginning thinking this is going to be called Troll 2, they would have not called them goblins, I would have thought.
Yeah.
The town would have been called Lort.
Yeah.
And
Yort.
Yeah, Yort.
Yeah, Yort. Well, I'm wondering if, because the history on this is that it was actually an Italian production, and they came to Utah and gave all the Italian cast members, crew members, and everything American in quotes sounding names.
For example,
the director Drake Floyd, not his real name. Real name Claudio Fragasso.
Yep.
No, he also wrote this. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very
It's
sad.
completely his fault.
But I'm wondering if maybe Troll and Goblin are like similar in
In Italy.
Italian, and so they're just like, oh,
That's
yeah,
true.
it's the same thing.
No one will even ever notice.
They'll never notice.
I mean, honestly, if you asked me what the difference is right now, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you.
Well, let's see. My D&D lore, you've got goblins are little short monsters like these.
Yeah.
And trolls tend to be really big and nasty. So, but yes, nothing to do with the first one. Pretty much just name recognition, just like, hey, we're going to make a movie, and there was this first one that apparently they thought was a big deal or did well, and they're like, well, yeah, instead of Alien 2 or Terminator 2 or something like that, let's use Troll because it's cheaper and we'll be less likely to be sued.
Yeah.
So this has all the hallmarks of the bad movie.
Yep.
Horrible acting.
Yep.
And not just like flatline reads, but you go from flatline reads and then you go to Credence with, rolling eyes and head back. And it was like they said, okay, just play a villain. And she's like,
Yeah, she does just like a cartoon, like high school, really bad high school theater production.
A lot of this was high school theater production.
Yeah.
We have, interactions with people and they're like, they'll put the wrong punctuation on sentences. Like, I put this here.
Yeah.
Or should we, not, well, it's like, my name is so-and-so, and putting weird affects on the stuff.
The stuffs.
I'm not drinking enough, apparently.
Yeah.
And I don't drink hard stuff.
You're just drinking.
I'm drinking black cherry with cane sugar today.
Yeah. It's a sugar high.
There you go. I haven't had this much sugar in a while. So, wow, this movie kind of stumped us. It just is, though. It's the story. A lot of bad movies, there's at least a good story to kind of.
Yeah.
You can kind of say, well, they were shooting for this. This is just all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have the through line of Joshua and Grandpa Seth trying to save everybody because, they know that they're goblins. But why Grandpa Seth? Well, it was kind of explained why he didn't go to Joshua's mom, because Grandpa Seth is Joshua's mom's dad. Mm-hmm. And he said that she never listened to him before, and so she doesn't listen to him now.
Yeah.
And he didn't like Joshua's dad. He twice in the movie, men who the fathers don't approve of are referred to as good for nothing.
Yeah.
Ellipses.
Yeah.
That's it. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, that was the through line though, because we have Joshua trying to save the day and nobody believing him.
Yeah.
Of course, he does run around screaming, "They're all monsters," and everybody looks normal.
Yeah.
They just act weird. But there's no explanation as to why Grandpa Seth knows this.
Yeah.
You
why would he?
Yeah, it wasn't, well, let me explain to you, Seth. I was a goblin hunter, when I was your age. And, or, it turns out that they come from a long line of goblin hunters, and now he's passing it on to Joshua. Nothing like that. It's just, it starts off Grandpa telling him a story.
Yeah.
And really emphasizes that it's true.
Yeah.
And they just happen to be going to this, to Goblin Central.
What a coincidence, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then you've got the stupid boyfriend and his friends, we'll say, because there was a lot of weird stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of, the main boyfriend, remind me of his name? Is it Elliot?
Elliot, yeah.
Yeah, so Elliot likes the teenage level or age daughter of the main family, Holly.
Yeah, Holly.
They're clearly boyfriend, girlfriend, and trying to work that out, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a teenage crush kind of thing. But then anytime the four doofus guys are together, there's sort
really
of this
uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're too close to each other, not wearing shirts, and you feel like, are they doing this on purpose? Because it's too much to just be accidental or like, oh.
Yeah, a lot of scenes of them waking up in the same bed and stuff. And granted, they're in a camper, but I know in campers there are a lot more beds than just.
And if that was the only option, I'd just sleep on the floor.
Yeah, I got a tent. I'll be outside. I don't know that was intentional. I think it was just.
Yeah.
The
Italian thing.
You guys are. He's so and so needs some money and he's going to ask you for it, and you guys are asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
no big deal. And maybe nobody thought it was a big deal. I don't know. It just looks really weird.
It looks
now.
weird nowadays for sure. Yeah.
And then again, like I said, you've got Credence, who we couldn't figure out because the first, probably 2/3 of the movie, she's got her hair pulled up, gray hair, round glasses, and
overacting,
pasty skin, overacting, dark around her eyes, and then at some point she turns into a goblin. tries to attack Joshua, gets her hand lopped off by Ghost Grandpa, goes back to her
scariness.
Yeah, well, goes back to her place, but she's got her hair down and it's not gray.
Yeah.
But her eyes are like super dark.
Yeah.
And then her lips, it looks like she needs some like Burt's Bees or something like that. And then she sticks her hand in a fire and it comes back.
Yeah.
I can understand when she made herself look attractive to get Popcorn Boy.
Yeah. We'll talk about that soon.
But then when she comes back, she looks worse than before, which I guess after being with Popcorn Boy, I guess, yeah. But yeah, there's just another tenet of bad movies is that a lot of things just don't make sense for the sake of making sense. And this is one of those.
Yeah.
Where there's just no rhyme or reason to why she's the way she is. Apparently, they get their power from a couple stones from Stonehenge.
Yeah.
How did they end up in Utah?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are they doing there? We're just, I guess, expected just to fall into this movie, fall into the universe, accept it for how it is, and then just go with it.
Yeah.
Which, you can, but it's weird.
I got to think that some of it was the just the translation of, Italian guys who probably did not speak perfect English trying to write something and then either translate it or have it translated into English, and it just doesn't quite
just
always
lost
work
in the translation.
I've seen some pretty more mainstream Italian movies that were directed by Italians and now they're in English, and even those have little quirks where you're like, it's probably just like a
cultural thing,
a
almost.
cultural thing that didn't make it quite over the right way.
Yeah, kind of like watching like Godzilla movies and stuff, and how things just don't quite jive the way they do, they would in the Western world. So maybe that's as good a reason as any, I guess. Let's see, what else do we have here?
We got the I'm going to assume it's mistranslation and not on purpose, sort of the homosexual kind of theme when all the guys are around, which I don't think it's actually there, but it seems like it these days. And then you got I know they are goblins trying to kind of get this little kid, but you get this real strong child molester
icky feeling
because they're just all, I don't know.
Well, it's there's the one scene where what was it, Drew, the jogger boy?
Yeah.
One of the three friends of Elliot is jogging into town to get some food because Einsteins didn't bring any food with them in their camper, and Sheriff Freak picks him up.
Yeah.
And gives him a ride, and then gives him a sandwich with the special goblin goop in it that makes him turn into mush or a plant in some cases. But as he's getting out of the car, he asks, "Where are all the girls?" And the sheriff laughs. And then kid goes in to walk in, and it's just all men standing out there.
Yeah, kind of leering at him.
Yeah. And you do see women there, but most of them are older.
Yeah.
I think the only young one we see is the family in the exchange. They have a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, it's kind of like almost, it's all just men. And then, when he's walking through, they're all kind of, it's supposed to be intimidating, but it looks skeevy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't quite come across the way I think they wanted it to.
Yeah. Which led to plenty of jokes about Vans and candy.
Yeah. So what we did is we were watching it, because when you're watching these movies, you got to make it.
You got to
fun.
do something to survive.
So a lot of times what we do, not intentionally, but it just kind of happens, is one of us will say something funny, and then it just kind of becomes like the punchline whenever it comes up.
We run with it.
Yeah, we run with it. So in this one, it was sort of like I don't know if it was the sheriff or whoever first was like, "Hey kid, you want some candy? I got some Snickers."
Yeah.
And then so each person from then on, each child molestery looking guy became
milk duds,
or
I got pixie sticks.
Yeah, just depending on what the person goobers, what he looks like.
Popped into
so that kind of keeps you entertained.
Yeah, when the movie lacks entertainment, you got to make your own. So also we forgot to mention the preacher.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think
that's got to be.
I think that's Bells.
Bells, yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how it worked. He's supposed to look like an old time preacher, kind of a revival preacher.
Revival, yeah.
And everybody meets up at, well, apparently night is not the same
It's
word.
the opposite. In Italy, apparently, when it's completely bright out, like brighter than standing in the
midnight
on the sun itself, that means it's nighttime.
I didn't know Italy was at the North Pole.
Yeah, I know.
So he's hosting a revival. I guess that's the only way I can think to put it. And telling how, the humans eat meat, and they're like,
it smells bad.
They eat hamburgers, hot dogs.
They're all vegetarian.
Yeah, and talking about how it's not good for them. And today you can maybe look at it as they're trying to make a point.
Yeah, but back
then it wasn't a big thing, and it comes off very weird.
Yeah,
but what I was thinking when I was watching, I was like, why are they all human to them? Human looking to themselves, because they would be human looking, and then they would turn to goblins, and then human goblin, and it never was like, well, when they walk in front of a mirror, you see their real self, or once you've eaten the food, you see them for who they really are. They would just, you'd be looking at them one time and they'd be human, then you look at them and they'd be a really bad monster, and then And anyway, he's leading this revival thing, and then Joshua gets caught. But it's, I guess maybe the plant eating is their religion or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be a pagan thing because of Stonehenge. That's kind of implied. And but Credence keeps calling them. Calling them her children.
Yeah.
So, well, and they did say our queen needs us. So I guess she was like the goblin queen. But it's still, there's just so much not explained. So it's kind of hard to follow. But it seemed like the preacher had more sway over everybody. So I don't know if maybe he was like a lieutenant or something like that. But I guess maybe they're really, it's weird. I guess their religion is eating plant people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't quite figure that one out. Nope. Don Packard is the weirdo guy.
No, that was Bells is the preacher guy. This is
okay. This is terribly interesting.
Like a drugstore owner.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do things like this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just don't make it. So, I try to see. It's so hard to piece this together because there's so many weird things going on.
Yeah, this is like you kind of just mentioned a bit. Like a lot of bad movies, you kind of afterwards, if you can even follow what happened, you have to try to fill in the pieces. Like, well, they didn't really tell us the whole story. So, like, was she the queen of the goblins? Or, and it's like Alfred Hitchcock, I guess, used to say, show, don't tell. So you show something happening. You show what's going on. You don't say, I am this person's father, and I'm going to kill this person. You show
I am
it.
here to murder all of you.
But in this case, I think they should have told a little bit more.
Just a little bit of background, like what is a goblin queen doing in Utah?
Yeah.
Other than the fact that's where they filmed.
Yeah.
So it's still a fun bad movie. It falls under fun.
Oh, definitely.
But it's up there with Monos as far as movies that are hard to follow.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I don't know which ones were. They're just both kind of on the same level, I guess.
I think Monos is a little higher for me just because to me, it seems like it was the top of the heap as far as unintentional bad movies. I mean, you have Plan 9.
Yeah.
But Plan 9 isn't near as bad as Monos.
Yeah.
But where was I going? I don't know.
I'm losing it too.
More drinks.
Yeah. It was the whole now No, I totally lost it. I think it might be the scotch I'm drinking.
You drank too much too fast.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of things that don't. Okay, well, like for instance, the green goop that they eat.
Yeah.
It's not explained what that is exactly. Is it some magical stuff? There's the Nilbog milk.
Yeah.
That is apparently Elmer's glue.
Yeah, it's like it's like thicker than milk should be, but still white.
Yeah, it's like extra whole milk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the goblins try and get the people to drink that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you're just going to feed them a green donut, you know, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out because we never really saw what the milk did except taste bad.
Yeah. And I mean, even straight off the literal shelf, not like a freezer or a refrigerator.
Yeah, it's like
but just
sitting on
a shelf. So number one, even if it was actual milk, you'd say like, no,
gross,
thank
it's
you.
warm.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's how quickly the green stuff works.
Yeah.
Because you have like Jogger Dude eats the sandwich.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. We never see him turn.
I don't think we
because
do.
he makes it into town. He gets the milk. He jogs back.
Yeah.
Starts feeling bad. Drinks a little bit of the milk, and then he finds the church where Credence lives, and finds Drew, who's been turned into a plant boy.
Yeah.
And which I will give the movie credit for this. Good special effects there.
Yeah, not too bad.
And a good way to get him to shut up by putting the thing over his mouth. It was great.
Yeah.
So he sees him there. He takes because Drew has this piece of, he's being turned into a plant.
Yeah.
Like a tree, but none of that made sense. But anyway, Jogger Boy rips off the thing so Drew can talk, and he says, "Get me out of here," while he's in a pot.
Yeah.
So he tries to drag him out, and then Credence shows up.
Yeah.
We don't really see what happens to Jogger Boy.
Yeah, we don't, huh?
So I guess it's assumed he melted, turned into green jello.
Yeah.
But then we see the mom at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
She eats a tainted apple apparently because
Yeah.
they managed to defeat the goblins in Credence's church.
Yeah.
And then they just drive home.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, "I got to stop by the office." And Holly and Elliot's like, "I got to go home." And Holly's like, "I'll go with you."
Yeah.
And then Mom and Joshua are like, "Well, we'll stay here."
Yeah.
And so then she sits down, and it's like nothing happened. And she's like, "Well, it's a good thing we have these apples here. You want some fruit?" And Joshua's, "No, I'll go
too
lay down."
tired. Yeah.
And she goes, "I'm going to take a shower." She goes up. He's attacked by a goblin in his room.
Yeah.
Then he runs. Then the softball, which was done earlier, comes down and says something about your mommy being yummy.
Yeah.
And then he goes up and he sees that she's turned into goo. And then at the end of the movie, they're eating her.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that worked really quick. Is it because she was in a shower?
Yeah, why sometimes is it, you eat an apple and 5 minutes later you're just gone. And then other times you slowly turn into a tree.
And the apple wasn't even, it was a red apple.
Yeah.
There was no green on it.
It didn't look like anything was wrong.
Had I done it to make it at least link, I would have made it a green apple.
Yeah, of course.
It just a Granny Smith or something like that. So then at least, there was some green. Okay, maybe that was, a clue.
That's true.
But there wasn't. But the one thing I did notice, and I thought it was funny, is it was like they were kind of trying to make it a little titillating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They had everybody else who turned into goo, they just disintegrate and they're just a puddle with some clothes. Yeah. This one, the mom's body was still, and it was just a mannequin or something like that, but still very much in the shape of a human.
Yeah.
Although nothing appealing about this, covered in green goop and being eaten by
I always
goblins.
forget about that every time.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about it too, and I was like, wow, okay. I guess that was,
literally titillating.
Yeah.
Titillating.
There is I was trying to think of anything to talk about. As we said, Joshua is the one who's trying to save everybody and tell everybody, hey, you're doing this. And so Grandpa Seth, when they first get to the farmhouse, there's this big spread. And nobody notices all the green frosting on everything, but okay. And Grandpa Seth tells Joshua, don't let them eat it. Do whatever you have to do. And he's like, well, what can I do? So Grandpa Seth has some magic mumbo jumbo, freezes him for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And by freezing him means everybody just sits really still and you can see him moving still. And
Like at the end of Police Squad.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so then Joshua's like, I gotta do it. I just gotta do it.
Yeah.
And then he gets up on the table, unzips his pants, and then we go to the next scene, which thankfully,
Yeah.
go to the next scene, and they're throwing all the food away, and Josh was getting
Because he had peed on it.
into trouble. Yeah, and that's one of the scenes that people remember from this movie.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what Drew's line was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So So here's, before we go to the next little piece about like famous little quotes or scenes from this, our break normally would have been 5 minutes ago. Do we actually take one, or do we just keep going? What do you think? I know I'm doing this live, but I didn't notice the clock when I was.
Way to go! You're the one who watches these things.
I know.
All right, let's take a quick little break.
Okay, and then we'll come back with a few little things, and then we'll get out of here.
Regroup ourselves.
Yep.
Here. Be right back.
Joshua, start singing. Come on, sing that song I like so much.
I don't feel like singing, Mom.
Just sing.
Row, row, row your boat gently down a stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
And we're back.
Yep.
We did homework on our break.
Yep.
What did you do? We were looking for a few more interesting little tidbits. We're going to talk about a couple of the more famous lines from the movie. But we were looking through, and we had said that we thought maybe there was something lost in the translation. It turns out we were spot on.
Yep.
The director / writer and his wife wrote it, and they only spoke Italian. And they wrote the screenplay in Italian.
Yeah.
And the cast was like, okay. So it was translated, but probably very much translated verbatim.
Yeah.
And so the cast was like, can we Americanize this a little bit so it makes sense? And he wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
So that's why everything is so weird sounding in
Yeah.
it, because it is Italian. It
Yeah.
is English Italian.
Whenever you translate like word for languages aren't codes where it's like, well, this letter equals this letter, and this word equals that word. Yeah, so it doesn't quite work like that.
Well, it is kind of this word equals this word, but
Not maybe in the right order.
because not in the same order, but also because we might add an extra modifier to the word.
Yeah, to make it work.
So so it makes it sound more American English.
Yeah.
And he apparently wouldn't allow that.
Yeah.
So
So yes, we were right on our guesses about that. So yeah, this movie has at least two scenes that when you look up online, bad movie scenes. One of them is, I don't know, I didn't test it just now, but it's definitely one of the ones. If you type in bad movie scene, it's going to pop up near the top. The scene that I think is probably the most famous for not good reasons is when the guy is being turned into a plant.
Yeah, Arnold.
Arnold, yeah. I think I can quote it. He says, because he's watching someone getting eaten.
the girl. We step back a little bit. Arnold's the first one to run into trouble. He sees a girl who was forced to eat the stuff, which goes back to how long does this stuff take to work.
Yeah.
He goes out and tries to help her, and then they're set upon by the goblins.
Yeah.
They run, and they end up running to Credence's quote-unquote house, which is a church. And she gives them potions to drink to make them feel better because they're not feeling good.
Yeah.
And the girl drinks it and then starts gooifying.
Yeah.
And then we get...
He goes, basically, which I'll put the clip at some point, but he goes, they're eating her, and then they're going to eat me. Oh, my God. Yeah.
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
So that's the super famous. Even if you haven't seen the movie Troll 2, you've probably seen that.
Seen in
So
some
that's
kind of
what
a
that's
collection.
from. And the other one is a line from the dad.
Yeah.
Right after, I believe it's right after the little boy pees on the food.
Yeah, it's when they're clearing the table and he pulls him up he carries him up to the room and the kid's like, no, but I had to do it. I had to do it. And the family that lived there, they put everybody's name on the door to their room.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's walking by, and it's just a handwritten piece of paper taped to the door. And he goes, the dad's carrying him. He goes, you see that? You know what that is? That's hospitality. And he takes Joshua to his room, throws him on his bed.
Yeah.
And then we get, and what is it? You don't piss on hospitality.
I won't allow
I won't allow it.
Yeah.
Do you see this writing? Do you know what it means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains.
And apparently, according to the trivia, that the energy that actor put into those lines is what got him this amazing job.
Yeah, because that was the only line he read, apparently.
Yeah.
And nobody understood him.
Yeah.
Because they were all Italian.
Yeah.
And apparently, though, they liked liked his energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. So, yeah. So it just boils down to there was a whole lot of inability to communicate.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff lost in translation.
This is what it looks like when
Yeah.
when the actors can't understand the screenplay and the direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it took about 2 weeks to film, I believe, right?
I think it was 2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3, yeah.
And it was in the little town of Morgan, Utah, which apparently has taken this as their claim to fame.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, they have, or had at least, have had festivals, Troll 2 festivals and stuff, and they decorate the town up to look like Nilbog. I never can't remember how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And just have fun with it. I mean, what else are you going to do with it?
Yeah, that's true.
I doubt anybody got paid for this movie.
You can ignore it, the fact, or you can just embrace it and go with it. And why not,
And I think more often, not liking it in an ironic way, in a hipster kind of way.
Yeah.
But just going, hey, it put us on the map.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun with it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Yep.
And that's what they've done with it. And it hey, if it brings in a few bucks.
Yep.
Shoot, I'd go up there and see the place just to say I've been there.
Yep.
I've gone to plenty of other shootings, places, the shooting locations, and
Yep.
it's been like, yay.
Yeah. So, the director, one other thing we read is the director apparently, this isn't an exact quote, but basically the idea is he kind of still insists that it is a good movie, and he's angry that it didn't have a good reception. So
Yeah.
Clearly he thinks it's actually a good movie, but it is not.
And we didn't take the time to see if he had actually done anything else.
Yeah.
I kind of am thinking if he did, it wasn't good.
It probably wasn't good. Oh,
And-
look, he did The
unless-
Godfather. No, just kidding.
Star Wars. What?
Yeah.
Unless he's done like some Italian what do they call movies?
Yeah. Well, he has done a lot of other movies.
Wow, he has done a lot under
Looks like-
all sorts of different names.
Yeah, different. Yeah, he changes his name, so it's like, oh, that's not me.
Yeah. Drake Floyd? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who you're talking
No,
about.
I'm Walter
Clyde
Knox.
Anderson.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like mostly horror and sci-fi movies. Some of them.
Wow, and like a lot at once.
Yeah.
Because look at all those that came out in '90.
Yeah. In 1990, he made 3 movies. I guess if it only takes you 2 or 3 weeks to do it, you
I
can
guess,
do that.
yeah. And if you got $10 on it,
Yeah.
it's-
He made a movie just a couple of years ago, or a few years ago.
well, check you out.
Yeah. Some of them the titles are in Italian, so I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
He's also written quite a few movies, which I'm guessing some of them probably are going to match up with the ones he directed.
Yeah, it looked like '03 was the last
Yeah. Yeah, 03 was his last TV movie.
writing. Yeah, writing.
Yeah.
Troll 2, Night Killer,
Cop Game, Robo War.
Zombie 3, Strike Commando 2. Kind of want to see Strike Commando 2.
I know. Monster Dog. I've heard of that one.
I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Looks like we got something to watch.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get his box set. The Criterion collection.
It just comes on one disc.
Yeah. One VHS. It's on SLP mode.
It's a 6-hour.
Is that what it was
VHS.
called? I can't remember anymore.
I think it was. Yeah, was it SLP?
Or EP.
Was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was EP was the long play.
Yeah. That's what I mean. EP. Whatever the long play
Whatever
one
the
is,
long
that's
one
what I
was
want.
that made it look really bad.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that too when we first started the movie. Kevin has this on Blu-ray.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, it's like of all the movies that probably did not deserve a Blu-ray
Yeah.
treatment.
It seems like though these days, like some of the ones that definitely should not be on Blu-ray are, and then some of the ones where you're like, that's not on Blu-ray yet, you know.
It's
aren't.
probably because it's cheap to get the licensing to
Yeah,
it.
it's all you got to do is find a clean copy, clean it up, and put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of these, like the ones that I have on the big box sets,
Oh yeah.
they're all public domain.
Yep.
But they're not worth. You couldn't put it on Blu-ray. It would
No.
look. It would look 1,000 times worse
Yeah.
because it would just.
You don't want to see. You want to kind of have it a little bit blurry.
Yeah, blur those strings carrying
Yeah.
the spaceships around. But yeah, so there you go, Troll 2.
Troll 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. Wow, when you can say Breakin' 2 is better than something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that says something about the movie.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in a while, but Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Yeah.
I think we can just skip good and bad.
Yeah.
There was one other thing we were trying to figure out, and at some point it'll probably come to me later. The masks were used in a different movie.
Yeah.
And we've seen it, and it wasn't Troll.
No.
I cannot for the life of me, though, think of what movie.
What other movie they were in?
Yeah, was it one of the... It wasn't but a movie kind of like that.
It's got to be. My guess is it's probably some sort of Italian production.
Yeah, but he... Oh, what was the movie?
Warriors of the Wasteland, maybe? Or
It was Warriors of Wasteland? It might have been, because I remember it was like there was a cave, there was a wizard, there was a sword, and the goblin dude, but he wasn't like a bad guy goblin.
Yeah.
But it was the same.
It was the same
It was
mask.
the mask from the
it
lead
might
goblin.
be maybe.
Maybe it was.
I'm not sure, but it's either Yor or a Yor.
Well, because Yor was Italian too. I
Definitely
think.
Italian,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that probably was it. They probably have just some big closet in Italy.
We need some weird looking guy in this cave. I got some Troll 2 masks. I don't know which one came out.
Yor came first.
Yor came first,
I got
okay.
these masks from Yor. That'll
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
Troll 2. We didn't Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Oh, yeah,
yet.
Good, Bad, and Ugly.
So
Good,
is
no.
there anything good?
Bad, yes.
Lots.
Ugly, lots.
Definitely.
Yeah. Everything.
How much time do we have on this recording? Good. Well, it serves the purpose of being entertaining.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Not the purpose the director/writer had, but
No,
it
not
is
the
entertaining.
not the entertainment they were looking for, because
Yeah.
it is not a scary movie whatsoever. Bad. Wow, that was some atrocious acting.
Yeah.
And I
But you can't blame them. None of these. It looks like none or most to none of these people were actors at all. You know, they were
no, I'm pretty sure none of them were.
Yeah.
Or if they were, they may have been local.
like local production type
Yeah,
stuff.
because I think didn't we see that it was like everybody actually applied for background roles, and they all got the
leading roles. You're like, no, that wasn't for like guy walking
No,
past
I
in the
just wanted to
background.
be Goblin number 3.
No,
you know?
no, you're the main star.
But okay, so we know that the writing, there was trouble with communication.
Yeah.
But the acting, I mean, okay, there's some that's just flat bad acting.
Yeah.
And then there is Credence.
Yeah.
And my darling.
She has some
little
experience
flower.
for some reason.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had to have something, but I mean, just over the top. She's the best thing in the movie.
Yeah.
But over the top, I mean, roll her eyes
Yeah.
and talk like this.
Yeah.
And just,
It's scary. It'd be scary. She's being scary in quotes. If you're like 4 years old, a 4-year-old might be scared by that.
yeah, like
some
when
kid's
you go-
show.
When you go to a haunted house and they're like, okay, we got kids coming in, tone it down.
Yeah.
You know,
And she'll be all exaggerated, like
Yeah.
evil with
come
big eyes.
in, my pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Oh, we forgot to. Oh, well, we can mention that in
Yeah.
Ugly.
Ugly. Okay.
The corn porn part.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The one thing we kind of missed was And again, this is one of those things where you almost wonder, kind of like the guys all together with their shirts off, was this intentional? So Credence comes up to kind of seduce one of the last boy, which name is Brent, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was.
And she, for whatever reason, is carrying just one
ear of corn.
I don't know if it's cooked or uncooked. It's hard to tell.
Well,
but
he's watching TV
in
the camper, and then it fuzzes out, and then it sounds like Cinemax After Dark.
Yeah.
And she comes walking up, and she's at the time of the filming, she's a very pretty woman.
Yeah, she doesn't have the scary makeup anymore. She's just kind of cute.
And so she comes walking up with the corn and is holding it all seductively, not like gross ick, but just like trying to seduce him with an ear of corn.
Yeah, and is it because they're hungry? It's like, hey, I got a pretty girl and I can give you some food?
Maybe.
But why that? Why not like,
well, I mean, they wouldn't have brought a steak.
Yeah, but I don't know. There just seems like corn's I can't help thinking just the corn is too
Well, zucchini would have been a little more spot on.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, it's really weird, and she goes, basically he's like, they're hungry. That's why the guy jogged to the store to get some food. Yeah. But she's seducing him too, and they kind of both, kind of like the Lady and the Hound, or what's it called?
Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
They have, instead of spaghetti, it's like corn between their mouths.
Yeah, because she holsters it first.
Yeah.
She's going in, because he comes outside the trailer, and or the camper, and he sees her there, because she's like, well, I'm really here.
Yeah, I'm not just TV.
Yeah. And so she comes out and she shows a little leg.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the camper and she follows, and then she's looking around making sure nobody sees her going in, but she holsters the corn cob and then goes in and she goes, she holds it up and she's like, do you like corn? He goes, I like popcorn.
Yeah.
And
she says something like, I guess we'll have to heat it up or something.
Yeah, in order to, we got to heat things up. And so she puts it up to his mouth, he bites it, then she bites the other side. They bite it from the sides.
Yeah.
And it is the most unappealing sex scene I've seen in a lot of movies. And then all of a sudden, popcorn starts shooting up.
Yeah, as if that alone heats up. Not popcorn like you'd buy in a bag, but just actual...
It was like somebody put it in a shop vac and then turned the shop vac on reverse.
Yeah, and it shoots out.
And just shot
Or there's
popcorn
probably
everywhere.
more likely in this production, there's people just throwing
Probably.
popcorn at them. But yeah, it's one of those things that's so weird that you almost, except for the fact that the director thinks this is a good movie and that it's all that, you'd think it was just someone being like, this thing's crap, let's just go for the crap then.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
because it almost seems like maybe the director wasn't there and they're like, let's just roll with
this. This is a literally corny scene. Let's make it literally corny.
Well, now I think about it too, and wow, we're actually finding things to talk about here in the last stretch.
I know.
Naturally. He didn't die.
No.
And nothing happened to him. Except for she leaves. She leaves the
and he has popcorn all over his face, right?
Well, he's got popcorn. He's covered, the whole camper is full of popcorn.
Yeah.
And she goes out and screams, and that's when the goblins who are about ready to kill the family say, our queen needs us, and they disappear.
Yeah.
But just his face is sticking out just a little bit, and he spits out popcorn. He's like, no more popcorn.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And so what was the point in her going there?
Yeah. You never know. I mean, you'd assume she'd go there and somehow turn him into some plant, and then the goblins would come eat him or something. That's sort of what's supposed to happen.
We don't see him afterward.
No.
We don't see him at the end. So, but they don't bring the camper home.
No.
So we don't know.
It's loose.
He might still be sitting there outside Niblog and eating popcorn and watching really bad Cinemax.
Yeah. Pornography.
Hardcore corn.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
And on that note,
if you like this show, then there's something wrong with you. But if you'd like to talk to us, you can reach us at valleylodgeproductions@gmail.com.
And we check it.
I've never checked it.
I can't remember last time I checked it. So if any of you have written to us,
I think it tells. I think we get some sort of. I think I get some sort of notification if someone emails me. But
and on occasion I look at the stats on YouTube. But
I don't, because it hurts my feelings.
We said we do it just for us.
Yeah.
But we do have feelings, people.
Yeah.
At any rate, let us know what you think. Give us ideas. I mean, we've got a crap load of movies, but sometimes it's fun when somebody points one out and that we don't have. Hey, Agatha.
Our co-host is back, Agatha the cat.
She came up to say goodbye. So there you have it, though. Yeah, contact us, ping us, let us know if you like this or not.
Yep.
We can only like our own stuff so many times because then it's just us liking things.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Thank you for listening to this amazing episode, and we will be back in next month.
Next month.
Oh yeah, next month we're going to do a double feature, I believe.
It's not only Halloween.
Yeah.
It's also the 2nd anniversary of the bomb shelter, and it's my birthday month.
Oh yeah.
So we should have hopefully something special planned.
Yeah, I think we're going to do something that's sort of like a normal episode, and then something that's a little bit different than a normal episode.
And Kevin has homework that he needs to get on.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm not going to watch all those with you.
I know. Yeah, that's one of them is really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better get on that right now.
Yep, I will.
See ya.